Hello my friends, I'm Bee and this is Bee's Intuition. Today we're going to be doing, I think I'm going to try and make this a quickie, but I thought it would be like a fun little idea, like how do you, the collective, bring light into the darkness? In terms of Yule, this is the time of darkness before the light starts to return to us, and so I want to see how you shed light in the darkness. I feel like that would be kind of like a little fun little reading. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right in. Please and thank you, Spirit. How I instantly forget these topics as soon as I'm about to ask Spirit. I'm just gonna be so real with you. Okay. Okay. Please and thank you, Spirit. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you, Spirit. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you. Okay. Cool. Ooh. I'll take those. It'll probably be a lot, but I'll just spend a shorter amount of times, or I'll spend a shorter amount of time clarifying. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Words, language. Okay. So, first out, we have the 8 of Cups. 10 of Cups follows that. And then the High Priestess, which I feel like, like this, the High Priestess, I feel like really kind of encapsulates the collective that I tap into, highly intuitive and spiritual potentially. 4 of Wands. 5 of Cups. King of Cups, Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Sun card. So you literally are the light in the darkness. Like, I feel like this is so significant that this is at the bottom of the deck because that is who you are. You are the light in the darkness. Whether you see yourself as that or not, you are. Oh, beautiful. Okay, let's just start clarifying, shall we? Starting with that 8 of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you. How does the collective bring light to the darkness? Please and thank you. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you. Okay. Ooh. Very interesting. My nose is kind of itchy because I just went outside and it was raining, so I feel like water droplets all over my face. Anyways, and then I tried to dry off, and the paper towel that I had cat fur on it because why not? So, ticklish face. Don't mind me. Okay, first off, to clarify that 8 of Cups, we have the Devil card. Okay. Followed by the 6 of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles follows that. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. You are so powerful. So the 8 of Cups is you leaving behind the things that don't serve you and moving towards the things that do serve you. And that is a beautiful thing. I feel like that could be very much like the example that you set, other people can follow. Because there is definitely a sense of self-worth that comes with the 8 of Cups, knowing that you deserve better, or knowing that something is not for you anymore, looking for the things that can fill that hole, I guess, that is left behind by leaving something else behind that doesn't serve you, like allowing the things that do serve you to come in for you instead. The Devil card, I feel like you could have had some sort of you could have had some sense of toxicity in your past, but I feel like this is something that you have grown conscious of, and maybe that is what you've left behind in the past that no longer served you. This could be in terms of toxic relationship patterns, codependency, addiction. There's so many things that this could represent for you. But I'm getting like this sense of being aware that you have more control over that than maybe you thought at one point. And I see you taking the action to move away from those patterns of behavior or whatever it was that was holding you back within yourself. Could even be self-doubt, could be like that negative self-talk inside your mind. Six of Pentacles. You're incredibly giving and loving. You love to support other people. I honestly feel like this could have been like some sort of outlet for you in terms of you redefining who you are. If you defined yourself in the past as maybe those more negative attributes, I feel like this is you making that active effort to change for the better and be the person that you want to be in the world, and the person that you'd like to be seen as, somebody that is giving, somebody that cares about the good of others. And I feel like that's probably what you really do embody to a lot of people. Also, so I'm also picking up on more security within yourself and being much more balanced. So maybe if you struggled with controlling your emotions in the past, maybe you had like super high highs, very low lows, you have figured out some way to sort of balance or find a sense of balance within yourself. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you are somebody that does go after opportunities when they are presented to you. If you see a possibility for something, you are more eager to go towards those things. Maybe that's what the devil could be talking about too, is maybe in the past you didn't go for the things that you wanted. If there were opportunities that were offered to you, maybe you didn't take those opportunities in the past, but it feels like you have really done like a 180 here, where you're just like completely turning around things in your life for the better. And so it truly is like you are leading by example, and a lot of people are very inspired by you, by simply how you have turned your life around for the better. And you have, it feels like you've invested in yourself quite heavily. Maybe you didn't in the past, maybe you didn't invest properly in the past into yourself, but it feels like you are now, and that is beautiful. With that Emperor at the bottom of the deck, I feel like that is you. You are a powerful person, and the only way that you even came to this point of becoming the Emperor, somebody that is in their own power, knows that they are powerful, but doesn't use that power for bad. They use that power for good. It really comes after you realize, you know, these are the characteristics that I have, or these are the patterns that I have, or the mindsets that I have that I'm not proud of, or that I don't want to hold on to. So I'm going to make an active effort to change those things, move on from those things, try to clear my mind of those things, and replace those, maybe if it's thoughts, like replace those thoughts with better thoughts, more positive thinking. I feel like a lot of people really respect you. You have this air of like, I don't know, people just naturally respect you, and it's probably because of your kind heart. You know, the way in which you give to others, the way in which you care about your fellow man, I feel like really comes across in just your energy alone, let alone your actions. But yeah, your actions are a huge part of it as well, because you can't become the Emperor without action. He has a suit of armor underneath that cloak, so he's had to fight his way to the top. And I feel like that is what you have had to do. Even if it hasn't been an outward fight, it definitely was going on in the inside. It also is telling me something about how you are on your path, and whether you are at the finish line or the beginning, it doesn't really matter. You are on your path to your fullest potential, your most enlightened self. And I honestly am getting that how you give or what you give to others could be what is leading you down that path, or what you feel is your path in life. I think that's a beautiful energy. Okay, let's go into the Ten of Cups now. Please and thank you, Spirit. How is the collective bringing light into the darkness? Please clarify that Ten of Cups for us. Please and thank you. How is the collective bringing light into the darkness? Please and thank you. Flying. Okay, let's see. Ooh, interesting. Actually, very interesting. Okay, clarifying that Ten of Cups, we have the Magician. And then we have the Ten of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Five of Wands coming out in this direction. I find that incredibly interesting. Oh, I think I see what that is now. Okay. And then bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles, but then it started to shift off to show the Eight of Swords. And this is kind of hitting me as maybe you overthink something about your work. Maybe you at times doubt yourself or find yourself doubting your work. Like, is it good enough? Am I doing a good enough job? Am I going to be successful? That could be stuff that you think about when it comes to something that you're working on in your life. And this is the Magician upright, I feel like, is just showing us that you are this powerful manifester. I feel like this 10 of Cups, your ultimate happiness, is coming in as a result of you manifesting it for yourself. And I see these cards coming out in this direction to be indicating what you are what you are doing in order to, it feels like you are sowing the seeds that will lead to that harvest for you. Did I say planting the seeds? That's what I meant to say. Okay, anyways. Yeah, 10 of Wands. I think that you are somebody that is a very hard worker. And it feels like if you want to achieve this 10 of Cups and manifest this for yourself, you're not just sitting around on your hands waiting for this to come in. You know that it takes hard work and dedication. Usually it can be a sign of like being overburdened, but in this context, I don't think it is. I think it's just you seeing that, you know, I've got to invest into this. I've got to put in the effort on myself and my life, or whatever it takes in order to achieve what I want out of life. Page of Pentacles, I see you as planting those seeds. And it really does feel like this small investment that grows. Like it starts out with just a small little baby step, even in that direction. Starts out as a little seed, and then it grows into something that is actually like very stable, very valuable. And I feel like it all starts with you. 5 of Wands. So maybe you feel this, it feels like a sense of awareness that maybe you might experience competition on this path. Maybe even conflicts with others. Because especially if your path is a little bit non-traditional, people may kind of try and put their opinion in there, you know? You may have had many people in your life that have tried to steer you off of your path, or tell you that you can't do that, that's ridiculous, or that's way too grand of a dream or goal to put for yourself. But you're fighting that back, and you're saying, no, I can achieve that. I have exactly what it takes to achieve that. And it's kind of like you are growing this thick skin when it comes to other people's opinions about your path and the things that you want to manifest into your life. Hey, that could even indicate some internal conflict too. Maybe it's also your mind telling you, like, are you sure that you can do this? Or, you know, are you sure that you're that talented, that you're that special to achieve that? So maybe you're kind of like counteracting those thoughts and actively fighting inside of your mind sometimes about like, no, I actually am very capable and I can achieve all of those goals that I want to achieve. And then with that 8 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, you have been putting in steady investments over time, and those investments are going to pay off. But because of that 8 of Swords peeking through earlier, I think doubt definitely can come into your mind from time to time. But it doesn't feel like it's anything that's too much of an obstacle for you, because you have like this sort of can-do attitude in this part of the reading, and I feel like that's exactly what's going to set you up for success. And also, there, like, because this is all clarifying the Ten of Cups, I feel like you're an incredibly loving person, which I think I already touched on in the first part of the reading, but it feels very emphasized here. I feel like this sense of you vibrating at a frequency of love, and that could also be sort of fertilizing the soil for those seeds that you're planting, so to speak. Like, it's just like you have what it takes in order for your success to really take off, because you've like laid a foundation within yourself, and it's like it's fertile, and it's like it's perfect, the perfect soil for planting your seeds that are going to grow for you. And yeah, you are doing the work. You are putting in the work. You're putting in the effort, and you're keeping at it. There is like this, maybe even slow and steady wins the race in this sort of context as well, where it's like there's almost like this trust that you have that things are eventually going to pay off, even if you don't see the payoff quite yet. Maybe you feel like it's just around the corner for you, that success or whatever it is that you want to achieve. I feel like your hardworking nature actually really inspires a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people see you working towards the things that you want to achieve, and they are very inspired by that. I also feel like in terms of you counteracting other people's arguments against why you shouldn't be doing something, the fact that you are willing to fight up, the way that you are, you're willing to stand up for yourself. I feel like that's also very inspiring for other people, because it's like that could be something that's actually very uncommon, especially if the people around you maybe care a little bit more about what people think about them. You're kind of inspiring people to not care about what other people are telling them, especially those negative things that other people are telling them. I feel like this even sense of headstrongness that is very inspiring for people. Like it's like you have a plan and you're sticking to that plan, and you are putting in all that work, and you are fighting when you need to fight, and probably resting when you need to rest. I feel like this good sense of balance with you. I mean, I don't want to say that completely, because I think that I could be tapping into some people that like to maybe overwork a little bit, or may go a little bit crazy with the work aspect of whatever your goals are. So maybe this could also just be a reminder to make sure to take some time for yourself to rest, and so that you can keep that balance, you know? But I really think that you're so determined, you're so ready to put in that effort, to do whatever it takes in order to achieve your ultimate happiness in life. And I feel like because of that, you are going to achieve it. And not only are you going to achieve it, but you're going to be an inspiration to all of those around you. And I think, honestly, before you even hit that final goal, or that end goal, you are inspiring people every step you take along your path, because people are seeing you. People are seeing you put in that effort. People are seeing you do that hard work, standing up for yourself, believing in yourself, believing that this is even possible in the first place. And people see that and they're just like, wow, that is such an amazing person right there. Yeah, for real. Let's go into the High Priestess. Please and thank you, Spirit. How is the collective bringing light into the darkness? Please and thank you, Spirit. How is the collective bringing light into the darkness? Thank you. Ooh. I see. Okay. Oh, that was first. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I like this. Okay. Let's stay focused. 4 of Wands coming out in this direction. This is clarifying the High Priestess. Then we have Three of Swords upright, Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Oh my goodness, you have such a loving, lovely energy. I feel like the way that that Four of Wands came out like this, I feel like something about maybe community or love or I don't know. There's something that makes you happy or fulfills you. Yeah, it feels something about like the heart space specifically is very motivating for you, but also I'm getting this with the Four of Wands. I feel like you really love to celebrate things and other people, especially when it comes to maybe other people's achievements. And maybe you're starting to learn how to do that for yourself as well, if you haven't in the past. I feel like there's something about how you just love happiness and like good times and celebrating things. And maybe you're like one of those people that kind of like to find even the smallest things to celebrate, either within yourself, within your life, or other people, other people's lives. I feel like, yeah. And also like with that high priestess that this is all clarifying, I feel like you have this really good intuition when it comes to interacting with others. I feel like you have a good intuition in terms of like telling people what they need to hear in a specific moment. And maybe you know exactly how to make people feel special. And maybe you remind people, like, you know, even your smallest achievement is still worth celebrating and you should be proud of yourself. You could be somebody that kind of speaks like that to other people. And it comes from your own stability within yourself. And it just radiates outwardly. And it affects so many people in such a beautiful way. Like, I'm honestly, I'm getting goosebumps. I thought maybe it was me wearing a t-shirt, but I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, I feel like the way you talk to people, the way you interact with them, the way you make people feel special and cherished, I feel like it just leaves an impact for the rest of their life, you know? People don't forget you. Sorry about the siren in the background. I'll wait for them to pass. Oh, okay. Maybe that was confirmation for what I was saying. Yeah, so then we go on to the Three of Swords, Five of Cups. You have, and this happens so often with people that have those genuine, beautiful hearts. You cannot go through this life without getting hurt at least once. And I feel like you've been hurt multiple times because of how beautifully wholesome your heart is. And that's what I'm hearing. You just have a pureness of your heart, of your soul. And I'm also getting that maybe because you have this like strong intuition or something, that some people could have sort of attacked you for that, or like made you feel weird or ostracized in some way because of your special abilities and gifts, which is just such a bummer because like you are hitting me as somebody that doesn't wish any ill will upon anyone. So that's kind of unfortunate that people would feel the need to maybe knock you down a peg. It's like, okay, like, because I'm honestly getting like this feeling of resilient love where it's like, okay, I still respect you. I mean, I may not keep you in my life because you're toxic, but I still respect you as a fellow man, a fellow human in this world. But yeah, because of your past experiences in love or just any way you've been hurt, you have had a period of darkness and sadness. But that is something that you don't linger in. I'm honestly even getting this message about like maybe you, because you show up in such a vibrant, loving energy, that people don't even know this about you. If they don't know your past, they may not even realize how much you've been hurt. And maybe those difficult times that you've had to overcome on your own. I feel like some people that are just getting to know you or just meeting you for the first time may not even realize that you've been through so much hurt and pain and sadness. And yet here you are, this gorgeous, beautiful, radiant light in the lives of other people. And they're almost like, wait, what? Especially when they see how loving and caring you are. I feel like you almost leave people perplexed if they find out about your past. It's like, who the heck would ever treat this person that badly? They're so wholesome, they're so sweet, they're so kind, they're so giving. Like, why? Why? Maybe you've asked yourself that. Like, why? I'm a good person. And you know, it's interesting that Two of Pentacles, which is about trying to achieve that sense of balance, I feel like you have, like, through those difficult times, that tumultuousness within your emotions. And probably because it was caused by other people, but maybe not necessarily. You could also struggle with mental health issues. But through that, all of that experience, you have gained some sense of stabilizing yourself, balancing within yourself, or finding a place of balance within yourself. And people see that. They see how you are able to steady yourself, stabilize yourself, even in times where maybe you're not feeling your best, or something's happening in the background and you just don't want to allow that to affect you negatively. So you find ways to stabilize. You find ways to steady yourself within those moments. And they just set you up for success. The Seven of Cups is hitting me as like a multiple options thing. I feel like you have a lot of admirers, to be honest, and maybe you're not even aware of this. I mean, it's not very surprising to me, because it's like, okay, you're in this loving, beautiful, caring, loving energy. I feel like it's only natural that you would attract people that are attracted to that sort of energy, you know? Because you are radiant light here. I feel like maybe you don't know a lot of how people see you, or yeah, there's something about maybe you're not seeing just how much people really admire you. I feel like there's like some sort of illusion here where you're almost okay, this is an interesting message. I could be tapping into somebody that may feel to a certain extent that maybe you don't deserve all of these admirers, that you don't deserve all of this admiration from other people. Or maybe you're thinking, what's so special about me? I know a million other people that are way nicer than I am, or, you know, whatever. And that kind of makes me feel a little bit sad, because it's like, you do deserve all that admiration, though. You're so worthy of people admiring you and wanting to be around you, wanting to connect with you. It may be a little bit overwhelming for you at times, and I'm honestly, it feels like that could just be an after effect of the pain that other people have caused you throughout your life. I feel like a lot of that pain could have even started in childhood, or at the beginning of your life, you know, when you were younger. And because it happened during that developmental time in your life, maybe it left sort of an imprint in your brain to kind of think about yourself as less than. Like, even if you know that you're more valuable nowadays, like maybe you've worked on yourself, grown that confidence, you may still have your moments of doubt where you're like, do I deserve all this attention though? Do I deserve all this admiration? And maybe you don't even realize the effect that you have on other people, and how you truly leave a long-lasting impact in a positive way in the lives of others. Yeah, I feel like you almost like don't even realize just how special you are. So it's almost like, because of that, when people tell you how wonderful you are, you may not completely believe them. And I would just hope that you would try your best to kind of work through that so that you can eventually see yourself as beautifully as you are showing up for everyone, you know? Because you are so special and you are so beautiful and you are so loving and amazing. And I feel like you deserve all of the attention, all of the admiration. And you deserve to know that you are that beautiful person, you know? Bottom of the deck with that Two of Cups. Ooh, that's really hitting me as like, because you show up in such a loving energy, people want to love you just as much back. But yeah, you show up in such a beautiful, loving, giving energy. And I feel like because you're showing up in that energy, I feel like other people want to show that back to you, almost mirror that back to you. Because it's like, because you show up in this very pure, wholesome, wholehearted, I don't know, wholesome, loving energy, people want to show you that you're worthy of that too, you know? Especially if you have not experienced that in the past. I also feel like in terms of friendships, people like to be your friend because they know that whatever they put into this, you're going to give the same amount back. Yeah, so it's like not even specifically in love, but like people in general just love to be in your energy because they know that whatever they give you, you're going to give them back. And so it almost motivates people to want to put in more effort, show up in a similar energy to you. Yeah. Um, Also, there's a healing aspect that I'm picking up with the Two of Cups. So I'm almost getting that maybe you could heal other people because you're so loving. And maybe other people, uh, when they collaborate with you, when they are friends with you or they're a partner to you, that through that experience, they want to be as healing as you are. And so give you that same healing energy back. Okay, let's go into the Four of Wands. Please and thank you, Spirit. How is the collective bringing light into the darkness? Please and thank you, Spirit. How is the collective bringing light into the darkness? Regarding this Four of Wands. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Okay. Anything else about that? Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'll take that. Oh my gosh. Too funny. Interesting. Oh, actually, I really like this. Okay. Four of Wands is clarified. The Ten of Cups. The Knight of Wands came out in the reverse. Four of Swords upright. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands. So, okay. The Four of Wands can indicate a celebration or a personal accomplishment. And we saw that Ten of Cups earlier. And that was talking about how you want to manifest your ultimate happiness. So this manifestation could be coming in way sooner than you realize. And you could be celebrating it way sooner than you realize. It could be like literally love because there is a lot of loving energy that is clarifying this Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands can also indicate like union, coming together with people in that way. So that's a possibility here. Could definitely be related to romantic love, but not necessarily. It could just be having to do with your ultimate happiness and fulfillment, reaching that sense of feeling really truly fulfilled and celebrating that good feeling. With the Knight of Wands in the reverse, I'm getting this as maybe like I'm almost getting it as like a like a player energy, but like I don't see you as this player energy, and I don't necessarily see that this is somebody like coming towards you in this player energy. I feel like this is you kind of rejecting that sort of energy. Like realizing that what you truly want is not this type of energy. Maybe you struggled at one point. Maybe you tended to attract that sort of person, or uh, you seem to kind of, yeah, like kind of attract that type of person, and you were like, okay, is everybody that I'm attracted to a player? um, but it feels like this active effort to be like, no, I'm gonna be cutting out these types of people because they are not what's gonna bring me my ultimate happiness. And I feel like there is a sense of self-worth that comes with that, because you're like, no, I know what I want, and that is not what I want. And that's not going to lead me down to the path of what I want. Four of Swords. With the Four of Swords, I'm getting like maybe you are seen as somebody that is very spiritual, or somebody that maybe, you may be somebody that kind of sticks to themselves for the most part. Actually, that could be also like what this Knight of Wands in the reverse is indicating. You don't like to be a show-off. I don't think you like to be a show-off at all. I feel like you tend to kind of keep a little bit of secrecy or mystery to yourself. You keep to yourself in some way. I don't think that you have an energy that is like, oh, I'm so awesome, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is not the energy at all that I'm picking up on. People could see you as a very spiritual person, somebody that focuses on your spirituality. And if not that, maybe you're somebody that meditates, takes good care of yourself, takes time to rest. This could also just be a reminder for you to rest if you've been in the go, go, go kind of energy recently. But it's like, I feel like this sense of like people want to know you. It's like because you isolate, and because like people get this sort of energy of maybe spiritual person sort of energy, or somebody that takes good care of themselves, practices self-care. Like there's like information that people want to find out that is beneath the exterior. Like there's some sense of depth to you that people really want to know. Like I feel almost this like hunger for information about you. And it's just because like you like to kind of, maybe you just like your privacy, and you like to kind of not be doing the most all the time. Maybe you need time to recharge, you know? Even if you are someone that's slightly social, maybe you need that time to recharge after a social activity. You also just have a beautiful mind. Like there's so much that I'm getting from that Four of Swords. Like the way you think, the way you view things, the way that you have like this calmness of nature, very open. So it's like, yeah, there's like a flexibility even to your mind, where it's like, even if you feel like you have all the information, you're not a know-it-all, and you're not going to be claiming to know everything, and you're not going to be somebody that's like going to defend their opinion to the death, even if they know that they're in the wrong. I feel like you're definitely somebody that is open, probably curious, but you're naturally very wise, and maybe that's where it comes from, because it's like there's like the true wisdom that comes with realizing that you don't really know everything, you know? And I feel like that's what really shows a wise person, when they're able to say like, I don't know everything, I can always learn, I can always get new information and change my opinion about things, because you know, you realize you're human at the end of the day. You're not going to know every single thing ever, and that's okay. That's part of life. That's part of being a human and living a human experience. It's beautiful to learn new things every day. There's also something about the way in which you work, the way in which you are in the world, is setting you up for more success as well. And I feel like people catch on to that. They feel that in your energy. Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups, like there's so much loving energy that you have here. This is actually really beautiful, because I'm also even getting like this sense of like even if you have been really hurt in the past, you're not afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve. You're not afraid to express love to the world. You're not afraid. Okay. There's so much loving energy that you exude. And I feel like you're still not afraid, even if you have been hurt, and it seems like you have. You don't let that hold you back from believing in love, believing that love is out there, believing that your love is eventually going to be reciprocated. Even if you don't see it in the current moment, you believe, you trust. You trust that love is the answer, or like love is the way. Like there's just, oh my gosh, like so much beauty and love behind you. And it just exudes out into the world, and people see that and they love that. And again, I'm getting that same message I was getting earlier. Because of the way in which you show up in the world as that loving energy, people want to love you just as much back. Like you encourage love in the way of like, you encourage love in others because you're so loving. You just set such a good example to other people, and they're just like, wow, I want to be just like that person. I want to show up in that radiant loving energy too. I want to affect people positively as well. That 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Oh, and also I want to actually get back to that Ace of Cups following that 4 of Swords. You could practice a lot of like self-care, self-love, feed your self-love, and because of that, that is also attracting people to also give love to you because you've made that investment within yourself first. With the 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, I think there's so much self-awareness that I'm picking up with this reading. There's this awareness that you know that even if you are showing up in this beautiful energy, I don't think that you are ignoring your trauma, or pretending that it's not there or that it doesn't affect you, but you're so conscious and aware of it that you realize that I can't live from a place of fear any longer, because that is not a healthy or fulfilling way to live. Like, yes, I may have been hurt and I may have built up certain walls within myself, or maybe I have stronger boundaries than I did in the past, but I'm still not going to allow that to affect me in a negative way or hold me back in any way from showing up as my true authentic self, who is very loving and giving. Also, you could be seeing growth in terms of your trauma and how it's impacted you and affected you. I feel like you're growing out of that time and space of being closed off to others, if that is something that you relate to. Like, I feel like you're making that active effort to move on from that, to heal from that, to grow away from that. Because I think I am picking up on somebody that actually does, even though you may self-isolate and, spend time on your own, I think that you do crave other people, companionship. And I think that's a totally normal human thing to experience. And I think you're just realizing that if I stay in this sort of, energy of being closed off and unwilling to open up, then I'm going to be limiting myself and my own experiences. And, typically people don't like people that are super standoffish or, in that energy of like, I've been hurt, so I'm going to take it out on everyone else, Or I'm going to hold my past experiences against people that I've never even met yet, Like, I feel like your passion and your love overrides your sense of fear. And maybe it took a while to get to this point, but I feel like it's very strong. Okay. Let's go on to the 5 of Cups now. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, this is not going to be a quickie, I think. I'll be surprised if it is. Okay. Clarify that 5 of Cups for us. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you, Spirit. 5 of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Oh my gosh, this is actually really cool. Okay. Let's see. I like it. Okay, so Five of Cups. We had the Five of Cups earlier too, with that High Priestess. Actually, that's pretty significant because one of the cards that came out to clarify the Five of Cups is the High Priestess. So anyways, sadness, pain, loneliness even. Heartbreak, you know? But then that's clarified by Page of Wands, the Moon card, High Priestess, Page of Cups, bottom of the deck. Okay. So that Page of Wands is an optimistic energy. And this is kind of what I was picking up earlier. It's like no matter how badly you were hurt in your past, you still hope, you still have optimism, you still believe in the possibility of growth and change, things to be different in the future. But it's so interesting that that is, I wanted to say hidden by the Moon card and the High Priestess. These are both cards of mystery. You definitely have like this mysterious air to you that I feel like is very attractive and makes people curious. And also the way that I worded that the Page of Wands is hidden by the Moon card and the High Priestess. This is an interesting message, but it's almost like maybe when it comes to your optimism and enthusiasm about things, believing in things, you might try to kind of hide that from people. Or maybe you kind of downplay it or something. Like, that's an interesting thing. Interesting message. Or maybe it's more so hiding the Five of Cups. Maybe you show up as the Page of Wands, that optimistic energy, and people can't believe that this is your past. Five of Cups, heartbreak, sadness. So yeah, that could be what the Moon card and the High Priestess is hiding. That you've known true sorrow, and yet you still choose to show up in this optimistic, enthusiastic sort of way. But at the same time, I'm getting like, there could be like a sort of, this is gonna sound so strange, but like, there could be a slight sorrow behind your eyes. Like, even if you're smiling, that sounds kind of weird, but like, there's just something about you that people are like, I know that's not the whole story. And that just makes them so curious about you, and they want to learn more about you. What makes you work? What makes you work? What makes you tick, you know? Like, how did you go from that to that? And again, you do keep this air of mystery about you. Okay, I'm getting an interesting message about the Moon card. You may prefer the nighttime. You could be like a night owl. Maybe people see you mostly at night. That could just be a weird message there. That might not apply to everyone. But there's so much mystery to you. They do not get the full story, the full picture. And so they want to dive deeper into you to see what that story is. I really feel like this sense of people wanting to know, how did you navigate that darkness, that period of darkness within your own life? How did you get yourself out of that? And how did maybe that darkness lead you down your path to become High Priestess? Somebody that's highly intuitive, maybe even spiritual. You're very connected to the universe, whether you realize that about yourself or not. Again, I'm getting this sense of balance, but I'm getting it more so in the sense of like of being in a flow state, where it's like you kind of go with the flow of things. You understand that there will be darkness in life, but you you believe that the sun will rise again, you know? That this darkness is not forever, even if it feels like it, even if it seems like it, even if you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you trust, you believe, because you know there's a natural balance and rhythm to the universe, and you trust that. Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Page of Cups can also indicate like a sense of magicalness. Magic. A little... You bring magic into the lives of others, I think. You're just a magical energy, a magical presence in the lives of others. You may even... I don't even know if you would be aware of this, but people that interact with you, people that are in your life, maybe they experience more good luck, and maybe things end up flowing much easier for them when they are involved with you or in your life. Like just being around you, being in your energy affects people in a positive way. And you could also be like a lucky charm to people, which is kind of an interesting message. And there's almost like this effortlessness to the magic that you bring to the lives of others. It almost feels effortless. Like, yes, that's just how I am, you know. I'm just a lucky duck, you know. It's really cute and very endearing. And that probably adds to the mystery. It's like, how did you become so magical? Like, I know that you didn't pop out of the womb being this beautiful, radiant energy and this magical, hypnotizing energy. Like, how did you get there? And it just comes across in such an effortless way. Even if it's not effortless on your part, it comes across that, like that. Ah, beautiful, I love that. Let's go on to the King of Cups now. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. Ooh, how does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please, thank you. Okay, I like this. We got 9 of Cups. Ace of Wands came out this direction. 7 of Swords came out in the reverse. Okay, and then we have Page of Cups. It's like, okay, I feel like that keeps happening throughout this reading. Where it's like the one on the bottom of the deck pops out in the next part of the reading. Okay. So this is clarifying the King of Cups. Honestly, that King of Cups is probably your energy. You are somebody that is the boss of love. Okay, that's interesting. You just have this powerful presence, but it's so loving and warm that people just want to be around you. You have this contentment within yourself that radiates outwards. You could be very independent. You could be somebody that fulfills themselves, and so you feel no need to have somebody else to fulfill you. I mean, you could want that still, but you just have this sort of energy that you give off of like being very good on your own. It could have taken a long time before you reached this point of realizing your own value. Ace of Wands coming out like that. I feel like passion drives you, and passion I feel like really comes from the heart. You like things that give you that sense of passion, and you go towards those things actively. The things that you feel passion for, or things that make you feel in that love vibration, that's what you gravitate towards. I actually really love that the 7 of Swords came out in the reverse, because I feel like any sort of sneakiness or trickery that tries to go on around you, they can't get away with it, because you, and this probably goes back to the High Priestess energy, you have a high sense of intuition. You have a strong sense of intuition, and you can see right through people. You can see what they're trying to get away with. Even if they think that they're being slick with it, they are not. They're not getting away with anything. But for some reason, it's almost like the Page of Cups almost indicates to me that you still have compassion for these types of people. And maybe it's because, and this is probably based around your own experiences, your own past personal experiences. You see maybe the fact that these are just damaged people. You know, the people that tend to be sneaky, try to be sneaky, try to get away with things, try to do things that are not great. You have a sense of compassion for them still. Like, truly, your heart is just unmatchable. Nobody else can possibly match this heart like that you have. I mean, I'm probably being dramatic with saying that, but you know, like, you just have such a beautiful heart that just won't quit. Literally, it just won't quit. Like, I feel like it's like I'm getting like this sense of like you don't hold a grudge against people. If people do you wrong, you simply cut them out of your life, and that's that. It's like, sure, I'm not going to allow that person back into my life, but I respect them as a human being, and I understand that they are damaged and that they're doing these things out of a place of being in their trauma, or, you know, whatever circumstances. Like, you understand what it takes for people to show up in this energy, you know? Like, you know that they're not just born liars. They're not just born tricksters, sneaky people. Like, you understand that they are a human being at the end of the day. And they have their own traumas, their own obstacles, their own blockages within themselves and within their life. And you have compassion for that. You're not stupid. You're not going to just be like, well, fine, you can just hurt me as much as you want. Like, no, you're going to definitely put up those boundaries. You're going to respect yourself. But I feel this sense of still being compassionate towards those kinds of people. And that's, I think, something that people truly admire about you. Because it's like, wow, this person doesn't just talk the talk, they walk the walk, you know? Like, you're not just preaching about, like, oh yeah, love and light. Like, you're showing up as it, you know? I don't think that you wish ill upon anyone. That's it. That's another message that I think I got earlier. Truly, you just have such a beautiful spirit, a beautiful soul. People can see that, and they just... I'm getting even like astonishment. Like, they probably sit back and they're like, how do they do it? Because if somebody treated me like that, I would want to burn down their house or something, you know? So it's like, wow, you just show up in this beautiful, kind, loving, understanding energy. I like that. I like that a lot. 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The way in which you communicate, you have almost like a fearlessness when you communicate. I like that. Maybe it took you some time though to get to that point, because I think a lot of us, especially as we're growing up, we are afraid to speak our minds. We are afraid to say the truth or give an opinion, but you are not afraid. Especially because I feel like this sense of like, you know what your intention is when you speak, you know? You try to speak in a way that is respectful. You try to be loving, kind, understanding. And through that, you kind of gain almost fearlessness when it comes to communication. I feel like you're very straightforward when it comes to your communication, but not in a way that's rude or mean. Like, if you have something to say, you will say it, but I feel like you're going to word it in a way that it is respectful and kind. Because you don't enjoy... You're not a kind of person that gets joy or pleasure out of hurting other people. And so people see that and pick up on that. You also may speak in a way that is very positive, and that could be in terms of like maybe positive affirmations, or you could be practicing positive affirmations, and eventually it kind of like, you know, seeps in and comes through the way in which you just talk in general. You know, maybe you start to see things as a more optimistic, you get like a more optimistic perspective of things, or you have gotten that through your life experiences or through your own healing. You also give people a lot of clarity with the way that you speak. You could open people's minds to the truth of things. I'm also getting like the way in which you think could be so spot on, but like it's almost like, oh, I never even thought of that before, but that makes so much sense. That's the energy I'm getting with the way in which you communicate. You really do blow people's minds. I like that. Let's go into the Page of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you, Spirit. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you. In regards to that Page of Swords. Thank you. Oh, that's too funny. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, we have, clarifying that Page of Swords, we have 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and Justice, Knight of Cups, the Fool card, and then the funniest part, Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So we have Page of Swords that we're clarifying, Page of Swords here. Okay, let me see. So with the Page of Swords, I'm picking up right off the bat that you're a very good observer. You observe things and you notice even the smallest details, and people remember that about you. I think you actually make people feel really special because you remember those small little details that they think go unnoticed. Like, I'm getting specific message of, like, if somebody says, oh, I really love dark chocolate, you're going to keep that in mind, and when a holiday rolls around, you're going to get that person dark chocolate. Or if they say that they like something specific, you know, you're going to go out of your way to make, like, especially if you come across, you could, oh, that's it. Like, you could be that type of person where it's like, you're not even, it might not even be a special occasion, but because you, like, happen to come across somebody's favorite food or something in the wild, you know, without even thinking about that person actively, and then you're like, look at that and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so-and-so's favorite food, I'm gonna pick it up for them and give it to them as a surprise, you know, like, that's the kind of energy I'm getting. Very mindful and observant, really, and it makes people feel so special when you do those small little things. It could even be something that's so inexpensive, such as, like, I don't know, a Snickers bar. Maybe somebody loves Snickers, and every time you see a Snickers, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna pick that up for them, you know? And people, that makes the biggest impact in the world. This is actually pretty funny. With this 4 of Pentacles, I'm getting that people might actually grow very attached to you very quickly, and they kind of, like, want to hold on to you and not let go. And I think it's because of how you make them feel. You, like, really touch people's hearts. You impact them in such a positive way that they're like, wow, I don't want to ever let this person go. Ever. With the 4 of Cups, I'm getting that you do have a selective energy. I really do feel this sense of you pick and choose who you want to allow into your life, but that is not a bad thing. That is a good thing. I think that shows that you are aware of your own worthiness, your own value, and you know what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. And I feel like that comes across very clearly in the way that you act with people. Like, I think that you're going to show up in a kind, compassionate energy, but you're going to be very clear about what you expect. You're going to be clear with your boundaries. You're going to be clear about what it is that you want and what you expect. Yeah. The Justice card, I really like that this came out because I kept getting that message about balance. You give off this energy of being truly balanced within yourself. Whether you feel that way about yourself or not, like, it comes across to people so strongly. You also could have a strong sense of justice, and that is also, I feel like, very attractive and just nice to encounter, because it's like you truly do believe in humanity and, you know, what is right and what is wrong. You have a clear idea of what that is. I mean, you're still open-minded in that. I don't want to say, like, you see things black and white. I don't think that's it at all. But you do have a pretty clear idea of, like, okay, this is acceptable, this is not. But I still feel this sense of flexibility within that, and maybe you do realize that there sometimes are gray areas and maybe an exception to the rule. Yeah, you're just fair. You're just very fair, and people pick that up. Like, you act in a way that is very fair, intelligent, and balanced. Yeah. Knight of Cups. Yeah, this feels like you are always showing up as that loving energy. You're also incredibly creative. People pick up on that too. The ways in which you act with others, the way in which you interact with others, you have a creative sort of way of viewing things, going about things, thinking of things. People pick up on that. The Fool card. You're not afraid to begin again. You're not afraid to have a new beginning. You're not afraid to have a new start. Yeah. You also just have, like, pure intentions most of the time. I mean, we're humans at the end of the day. I don't know if everybody can be pure intentions all the time, because I think sometimes we, like, secretly want something, and I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, as long as you're not, like, maliciously manipulating people. I don't get that energy at all. It's just like you mostly show up as like this pure soul. Somebody that's just, you also could look for the fun in a lot of situations. You're very adaptable as well with that. And there's so much radiance and light that comes from you, truly. And you lead the way. You're a leader. Whether you realize that about yourself or not, you are a leader. And I feel like, again, you lead by example. There's that optimism coming in again. You are optimistic about things. Even if you don't know what's about to happen, you trust that it's going to be good. You have that connection to spirit again. And that trust that everything's going to work out. And people love that. I really do feel like people are like this little dog here. They love to be beside you, cheering you on as you're going down your path in life. I like that a lot. Let me just break out the oracle real quick, see if there's anything. How does the collective bring light into the darkness? Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, we got dedicated effort, detach, and then bottom of the deck, I can grab them, coming together. I actually really like that a lot because I was picking up on how you do like to come together with others in a loving way. It also feels very much like a community-based sort of energy. I feel like you do believe in community and the good of humanity. You love to work together as a team. Oh, I love that. Okay. Dedicated effort. People see how dedicated you are each and every day to becoming the best version of yourself possible. They also see how talented you are. You could be incredibly creative, like I was picking up earlier. All of these characteristics about you are just so freaking beautiful. And people just want to be around you because they see how powerful you are and how you use that power in the world for good. Detach. You may have figured out how to detach from things that don't serve you. I believe that this is the death card. But yeah, you know how to detach. Detach. You know how to detach from things that do not serve you. And I think you realize there's also like something about you reflecting on these things that you detach from and learning lessons from them. You also realize that when you detach from the things that don't serve you, you're leaving space for the things that do. Oh my gosh. A beautiful reading. I really like that. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's a perfect place to stop. This definitely is not a quickie, but I tried. So, anyways, if you like this and if it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.